We're up to Nazir Daf Lamed Ches. I just wanted to tie up loose ends from yesterday. I felt I went through it very quickly at the end. Let's go through it outside again. Went through it inside, outside, okay? And maybe we'll get it together. Okay, we had a pasuk of Mishras that Rabbi Yochanan said that is referring to a tremendous chiddush of Heta Mitzaref L'Issa. That if you have Anavim, you don't have a full share of you only have a kazayas of Anavim, and you have a kazayas of half kazayas of Anavim. Half a zayas of heta, like bread. If you eat a bread sandwich, you're going to get malchus, which is a huge chiddush because you don't have the full share there. And says Rabbi Akiva that heta is limited, that Isser is limited to Nazir. It doesn't exist by any other place, but we do see it. I'm going to see it does come. And okay, Rabbi the Chachamim they use the word mishras to teach me tam kirka. Meaning you do have a full kazayas, but it's in the tam. You took out the object itself, and you're left with the tam of the object, and that is now in the food. And you do there the chiddush is that you don't have the issa there, but you do have you have a kazayas of the issa of the tam of the issa. Okay, they use it for that. Good. The Gemara asks. Why does Rabbi Akiva not learn to call it Tarakula? Why does Rabbi Akiva does not learn it to call it Tarakula? So the Gemara says because he has a chatas. Chatas also tells me the din of hetem mitzaref l'issa. Shnei kesuv mabon ke'echa. Two things that come to teach me the same thing. Ein malamdim. They can't teach us. You can't learn from them. So in Mela it's limited to Nazir and Kachim. That was Rabbi Akiva. Okay. Now what about why then the Chachamim hold that tam ke'ika you could learn from Nazir? It says chatas. So he goes. Chatas and Nazir are not shnei kusum mabon ke'echa because you would be able to learn one from the other. You need each one. If you just learn Nazir, you couldn't learn from Nazir because it has the chumrah of chartzan, being mechuyev for a seed, and you can't learn Nazir from kachim because you can't learn chulin from kachim. So Memela, they held that it's not shnei kusum mabon ke'echad. It's only you can't learn one from the other. Therefore, you have Nazir as the source for tam kirka. That was one teretz. The second teretz, which I want to pick up inside because I left it over there on Lamed Zayin on Beis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My 10 lines in the bottom. 10 lines in the bottom where it says V'Rabbanon. Okay. Now the Iboyis Ema, there is a shita mikubetzes that is goyris guys. The Iboyis Ema, meaning another reason why the Chachamim can use this for tam kirka l'kol tarakula. Another reason, guys, right? What's the reason? Amila chatas lehetiv mitzaref l'issa. Chatas does not come to teach me what? Chatas doesn't come to teach me tam kirka. Chatas comes to teach me what? Heter mitzaref l'issa, yes? And Memela, you only have one source for tam kirka. What's that one source? Nazir. Once you only have one source, not two, then you could use it for kol tarakula. So that second part of Rabbanon over here is another teretz as to why the Chachamim can use Nazir to teach me what? To tam kirka kol tarakula. So it's either two reasons. One, Chatas is also teach me tam kirka, but you need both because it's the trikasa. For Chatas, I can't learn it from Nazir and vice versa. Or a second reason, a second teretz, since they use hetem mitzaref l'issa for chatas, all you have for tam kirka is the only source you have. What is Nazir. What about Rabbi Akiva? Where does he know tam kirka from, guys? He learns it from Gulei Midyan. He learns it from the Kalim of Midyan. Why did they learn from Gulei Midyan? It's a chiddush. Why don't they both learn from B'chala? It's a chiddush. And that's the Gemara. That's the synopsis of the Gemara in one fell swoop. Anybody want to repeat it? Anyway, that's it. Okay, let's just finish the Gemara. Let's go over. I felt I davened this up yesterday. Okay, so now. And therefore, Mishras is to teach me tam kirka, and therefore, you have nothing stopping it, guys. You have nothing stopping it. Either the first teretz because it's not shnei kasuvim because it's tzrichasa, or because you only have one source because chatas is teach me hetem mitzaref l'issa, and shavayu lehetem Rabbi Akiva, shavayu both Nazir and chatas lehetem mitzaref l'issa. Okay, just a little summary, guys. According to the first teretz, the Chachamim hold there never is a din of hetem mitzaref l'issa. It doesn't exist. because the only two possibilities are Nazir and Chatas. But they're using both for Tam Kika. So they don't have a source for it at all. Like the second teretz, you would have a source for Hetem Mitzaref L'Issa, Chatas. So by Kachim, you would say Hetem Mitzaref L'Issa according to in the Chacham. So two sheets. Again, in the second teretz, Mishras is always going to be Tam Kika. But the Lashon of Chatas in the second teretz, you have a source for Hetem Mitzaref L'Issa. So that would be a nafkamina. Let's just finish up over here. Amir Rav Ashi Rav Kahana. Elhod Tanya. Mikol Sheyasim Gefana Yayin. Limin Ali Suri Nazir Shem Mitzaref L'Issa. We said the Chartzin combines with the Zag, it all combines together. Ashli Yeshlema Hetem Mitzaref L'Issa. Right? Issa, excuse me. Hetem Mitzaref L'Issa. Issa L'Issa Mi boy. Guys, if you eat anavim with grapes, with bread, you're going to be chayiv. If you eat chartzim with zog, you need a pasuk telling you chayiv. It's a double pasha, you'll be chayiv, right? It's a double pasha, you'll be chayiv. Amalei, notice the difference. Hetel issa bevasachas, issa l'issa filu b'sachas. There's a difference, right? Hetel mitzaref l'issa. Guys, if you eat first you eat the grapes and then you eat simply the bread, you'll be pata. Hashenkin chartzim v'zag. If you eat, eat one after the other, you'll be chayiv. Now, Fred the Gemara of Reb Shimon, who said the less late sirif Nikola Sheyasa my Darish Bey. Reb Shimon's shita is, guys, you don't need sirif. He holds a chayiv b'kol shehu. The Gemara Makis, he holds one kernel, just like a chita. Everything's like a birya. Everything's like a birya like Reb Shimon. So why do you do with the pasuk? Right? He has to be a nazir. If a person says I'm a nazir just from skins or from kernels, it doesn't work.
The Zeh was, I forgot what it was. It was in one sitting and one.
Yeah, Zeh. You have to be it's pass. Yeah. Amra v'Amra v'Laza Kol Revia Shebetayra Ein Hetem Mitzaref L'Issa Chutz Min Revia Shebenazir. So he only holds liquid. Shari Amar Tayra Mishras. Ma Yekem Ben Rabbi Yochanan Rabbi Laza Yekem Binaya Rabbi Yochanan Amar Be Afilach Eichlin. Not only wine, but even what. Even chartz and zag and food. Rabbi Laza mashkin in midechrin alone. Only by mashkin, not by anything else. Okay, much easier Gemara today, guys. Much easier. Much. Again, the summary I just gave you now basically is all the Gemara we did yesterday, right? I just put it all together because, frankly, I understand it a little better. I went over it today, I understood a little better. Okay, says the Gemara. Amar Rabbi Laza, Esa Revi'ayis Hein. There are 10 revias, 10 halachas of revias. The Nakir Rav Huna b'yadei, Rav Huna took the following Messiah with him. Chamesh Sumkasa. 5 of this revias was regarding red. The Chamesh Chivrasa, and 5, usually Chivra means white. Here we'll say clear, guys. 5, right, clear. And that's why it can be either water or shemen, which are both clear, versus yayin, which is red, right? Or dam. Or red is limited to wine. Can be dam also. Now, Chamesh Simkasa, what are the 5 halachas of revias that have to do with red? Nazir, 1, Isa Pesach, 2, Shahira, 3, B'migdash, 4, Umeis, 5. Those are the 5. And now the Gemara will explain all of them. Nazir, when it says Nazir, what are we speaking about? Revias Yayin the Nazir, Asugya. The Revias Yayin the Nazir to Mechayev, this share of Shtia, like the Mishnah Rishayna. Isa Pesach, Dam Rav Yehuda, Amashmuel, Arba Kaisais Halalu, the 4 Kaisais, Sarach Shehei Behem, Kidei Revias. The share of the 4 Kaisais that we indulge by the Pesach Seder have to be at least what? 4 Revias. Shahira, what's Shahira? Shahira means to paskin. Shasa Revias Yayin, Al Yaira, a dayan that goes ahead, or a rav that goes ahead, and drinks Revias Yayin, Al Yaira should not paskin. That's number 3. Ben Migdash, what's number 4? Shasa Revias Yayin, V'nichlas na Migdash Chayiv Misa. Right, if you drink a Revias Yayin, you go into the base of Migdash Chayiv Misa. And number 5, Umesu, what's the din of Mesu? Titanya, Minayin Revias Dam. How do you know Revias Dam? Sheyotzim Mishnei Mesim, that comes out of 2 dead people, 2 corpses. Shehi mitama ba'oil. Shneimar bal kol nafshois meis lo yavoy. You're just outside for a second. We know there's a chumrah of tumas mace that it can be mitama ba'oil. Mace can be mitama ba'oil. The only one is mitzaira, also can be mitama ba'oil. There are various parts to not every part of a mace is mitama ba'oil. If you have an etzem the size of a soira barley bean, it's matama b'maga, touching, and b'masa, carrying it. But if it would be in the house, you have an oil, you have a roof over, and you have that bone, it would not be matama you. If you have an aver of a mace, it would be matama you. If a kazayas min a mace, it would be matama you. If you have a revius of dam of a mace, right? It says a nefesh, ki nefesh. The revius dam is enough to keep a person alive, so the nefesh of a person is there. What happens if this revius comes from two individuals? You would be even starif to go ahead and say anything in that oil is encapsulated there would be tummy, and that's the lashon, guys. Where do you know that? The lashon plural. It says the lashon kol nafshois meis layavai, kol nafshois meis layavai. So quickly, just reiterating, we have Nazir revius sign of Nazir. Isa Pesach is the 4 kaisles. Shahira is teaching is paskening when you drank a revius yayin, but Migdash going to the base of Migdash, or mesu or revius dam, right? Revius dam. Okay. Now, v'chamesh chivrasa, and 5 concerning clear. 5 will be concerning something clear. Chalas 1, Nazir 2, Mitzayra 3, Shenifslu 4, B'Shabbos 5. Okay, guys, by a carbon taida, there are 4 types of breads that accompany it. One is taka bread, one is taka chametz. Let's put that by the wayside. And then you have 3 types of matzahs. You have 3 types of matzahs. One of the matzahs is called one of the matzahs is called revuchin. One's called rekikin, and one's called chalis matzahs. Chalis matzah doesn't mean chala. So you have chalis matzahs, revuchin, and rekikin. That needs a half a leg. Those 3 need a half a leg. If you're going to divide up a half a leg in a third, so a quarter is going to go to, you could divide it up equally, but the Gemara Menachos tells us you don't divide it equally. You go ahead, you give half of the leg to rekikin and chalis, and half to the revuchin. So the rekikin and the chalis go together. That's going to be a quarter, and the revuchin will get the other quarter. So you have a chatzi leg for 3. So the rekikin and the chalis get one quarter of the shemen, and the revuchin gets the quarter. That's the din of revius over here. Revius is shemen, and that's chivrasa. It's clear. The next halacha, so that's the din of chalis. The next halacha is nazir. What's is revius shemen le nazir? By the nazir, he brings 2 types. He brings chalis and rekikin. So you're going to take a quarter for the chalis and a quarter for the rekikin. We're going to learn when we do the kabbanis of the nazir. We'll see that his shlomim is accompanied by these breads, these matzahs. So you have revuchin, you have rekikin and chalis, not revuchin. Mitzayra, what's the revius to shemen lenazir? Revius shemen lenazir. Mitzayra is revius mayim lemitzayra. In the protocol to go ahead and make the nazir tahar, he's chutz lamachne. You would take 2 birds and a haisap. You would shech one of the birds, let the other one go, and the bird, you would take the dam of the bird and go into mayim chayim in a kli. That's the revius of water. So there's the other din of revius, the revius of water. By mitzayra. Next is you have shenifsalu. What's the din of nifsalu? Ditnan. Ushar kol amashkin tameyin hoislan es hagaviyah revius. In Masechta Shabbos, there were Yudches decrees, 18 decrees that they were in the attic of Rav. I don't remember the name. In the attic, they came Shammai Basil. They went up there with they paskin. They came up with 18 halachos, and most of them were difficult halachos in terms of a Torah, right? Not idiots. Masechta Shabbos. No, brachas was learned in brachas that day. The idiots was learned the day they closed up the base, opened up the base medrash. Anyway, so what happened was that they one of the halachas was that a person's body is if it's a sheni, it can go ahead and transmit tumah to kachim, to not kachim, to truma, certainly kachim, even truma. And they said that if a person drinks a drink that's tameh, even though there's no drink could go ahead midrabanan and be matam a person. I mean, there are liquids that could be matam a person, the liquid of mayani shalzav, but otherwise there's no liquid that can be matam a person. All the rabbanan. So if you drink this liquid, then you will be at full yoim to be matama. So that what's the share of the liquid you have to drink? Revius. So that's what means should nifsalu. B'shar kol mashkin tameyin poislan es legavia. Any mashkin that's tummy would passel the gavia linyan truma. Berevius. B'Shabbos, what's the din of Shabbos? The din of Eitzah did nan. B'shar kol mashkin berevius kol hashayfim berevius. This is the share of Eitzah. Anything that you would throw out because let's say it's dirty water, you use it for cement or other things for construction. You're going to go ahead and throw it out. It's amazing. Okay. No, I just anyway. It's only one night. Okay, so now you have 5 guys. Let's go. So let's go through the 5 white ones. We went through the 5 red ones. Let's go to the five white ones. Chalas Nazir. Those are the 3 that the Rekikin and the Chalos and the Revuchin. The Chalos get a quarter. The Chalos and the Revuchin get a quarter, and the Revuchin gets a quarter. The Chalos of a Nazir. We have the Rekikin and the Chalos. Each one gets a quarter. Mitzayra. The din of Mitzayra, that the water of the Mitzayra, Shenif Salu, the amount you have to drink, the puzzle, your body, the Yinshuma, and Shabbos, the din of Eitzah Shabbos. Okay, we have all 5. Read the Gemara of the Suleka, there's not anymore. I mean, there's only, you said 10 revias, you got 10 by what? 5 by 5 by red and 5 by white. Well, clear. Vayikam revias noitlan liyadayim le'echad v'afilu l'shnayim. Like, go ahead, you take a revius of water, guys, and you wash your hands. Then another person can go ahead and wash afterwards. Says Gemara, the plukta kamari. It's machlokes. Some people say they can't. We're not speaking about machlokes. We said 10 cases that there's no argument. This is a clear-cut halacha. We're not discussing anything that in this list, anything that would constitute an argument. They bring a kais of cheres. They bring a kais of earthenware. The noisim l'seichai chatzi loig mayim. They put inside of it chatzi loig mayim in akiyar. This is speaking by the saita, by the isha saita. They take the water to go ahead and erase the shem of a firish and make a drink. Rabbi Yehuda I'm a revius. Rabbi Yehuda says a revius. So one says chatzi loig, one says a revius. What's the answer? Beplukta loig kamari. Isn't that right? We're not speaking about machlokes. Read the Gemara of ikka kama mayim noisim l'seichai kol shehu. Okay, Rabbi Zakai Omer Revius. If you have urine that's near you, you cannot go ahead and wash. If you have urine near you, you're not allowed to daven, right? How do you go ahead and get rid of the share of urine? By putting water in it. What's the share of water to be putting in it? Right? What's the share of water to be putting in it? So one says kol shehu and one says Revius. And what's the answer? We're not speaking about machlokes. This is the case of Rav Kodesh Shmaitza. That you know the answer already, but the Gemara brings in many different things. Finally, mikvah, that the mikvah, guys, you can take a machat, you can take a needle and put in a revius of water, and it'll be tahar. So exclude that, even though it's not a machlokes, but the Chacham got rid of that. Okay, so those are nice Gemara, right? Read a sigh of relief. We'll even have time. We go over yesterday's Gemara again. Why all of a sudden did the screen go blank? All of a sudden I lost everybody. Yeah. Okay. On the other base, he said, "Ve'ein chayiv elat sheyochel min anavim kazayis." You only chayiv when you eat anavim kazayis. Guys, let's go back to the Mishnah and stick in Rabbeinu Tam's pshat. Let's go back to the Mishnah and stick in Rabbeinu Tam's pshat. It's amazing how far the Mishnah goes back. Okay, Lamed Daled Amid Aleph. He said, "Shleishim meaning asurim benazir tumah tiglachas yitzim negefim v'chol yitzim negefim mitztarfim zemzeh." Everything combines. Charetz and zag would combine. The ein chayiv at sheyochel min anavim kazayis, and you're not chayiv until you eat from anavim kazayis, right? And now it says Mishnah Rishayna Omeres at sheyishta revius yayin. If you kiv omer afilu shora pita biyayin v'yesh ba kadei letzarif kazayis chayiv, right? You be chayiv. So here's the way Rabbi Tam is pshat in the Mishnah. Everyone would agree by achila the share is a kazayis. The machlokus is between the Mishnah Rishona and the Mishnah Achrona whether the share of shtia is a kazayis or revius. The Mishnah Rishona says the share is revius. Maybe Akiva is the Mishnah Achrona is saying what? it's a kazayas. So according to Rabbi Akiva, the Mishnah Achrona, Sai Achila and Sai Shtia is a kazayas, and the Mishnah Rishona makes a chilik between Achila, which is a kazayas, and Shtia, which is a revius. Okay, so now Tanakama loy medami lahu l'chol isurei nazir, right? The Shtia. The Tanakama does not compare it to all the isurim of nazir. All the isurim of nazir was the share, guys, a kazayas. But he says Shtia is a revius. Akiva kivin the chsiv ve'anavim, the extra vav lachim v'yeveshim le'yochal ma'achil kazayas af kol isurim kazayas even Shtia. And now you get a little clarity. It's a little vague what it means, but now you have Baruch Hashem. It works out well. In other words, the Chachamim are not medama shtia to the rest of Nazir. All the chiyuv Nazir is the share is a zayis. When it comes to shtia, it's revius. However, Rabbi Akiva says there's a special drasha to tell me what all of them are equal. We're saying anavim and lachim v'yeveshim layoichan. There's extra vav. It connects to mimachayev mi afilu shtia. If you look at the first really wide line in Taisus,
Difference in size, revius and size.
revius is larger.
I know it's a lot.
It's light. It's a larger share. It's a larger share. If you take revius is a larger share than a kazayas. Now, okay. So look at
one's a liquid measurement, the one's a solid measurement.
okay. So the Taisvis goes through how you would go ahead and displace. You would take solid, put it in until you have a revius coming out, right? And then or kazayas, you take kazayas till it comes out. Okay. Sure.
Need a lawyer?
Oh yeah. Okay, so we have nice pshat. Okay, we have nice pshat. Okay, continues the Gemara. The chayiv al yayin b'fnei atzmai, and we said let's finish off the mission. The guy's lamed daled on the base. Let's finish off the mission again. It was a long time ago. The chayiv al yayin b'fnei atzmai v'al andav b'fnei atzman v'al chatzanim b'fnei atzman v'al chatzogim b'fnei atzman. That's when a zag omer ein chayiv at shiach l'shnei chatzanim. The zag, what's a zag? Elu hein. That's the zag elu hein chatzanim. Elu hein zogim. Chatzanim elu chitzainim. Hazagim elu penimim. So the zag is the outside, and the outside, and excuse me, the chatzanim are the outside, and the zogim are the inside. And Rabbi Yossi disagrees. He says that the zag is the outside and the chatzan is the inside. Okay, now what does it mean? Yechayiv v'yatzma v'yatzmai. Tan Rabbanan. By novim lachim v'yavation lo yochel lechayiv al zem v'yatzma v'zem v'yatzmai. Mikan atadon l'chol yisurim shebetoira ma kan shehu min echad. Guys, they're all the same min. They all come from a grape. The hein shnei shemais, but one's called a chatzan, one's called a zag. The chayiv al zem v'yatzma. In other words, guys, if you would eat a grape, l'chayra, if you're warned, you'd be chayiv for the grape seed and you'd be chayiv for the skin. If you're warned, you know why? It's one min, but each one is ashamed if they atzmai. Because what does the Mishnah say? Yechayiv on this. No, it doesn't mean if you eat them yechayiv separately. There's no chiddush there. It means you eat them together. And you're warned. You be chayiv on each one separately, which is a huge chiddush. And this we can go ahead and extrapolate a law that even though it's the same species, if the Torah calls it or the Mishnah calls it a separate shame, a different name that creates a separate chiyuv of Malchus. The Torah calls it Charzan and Zag. That's the chiddush over here.
See by Sheretz, right? You eat a Sheretz, you eat a bug or something, right? You have any love?
That's different not because of psukim. Because that's
because not because they're called different
right,
things,
not because they're called different things. That's of course the different psukim. Okay, but here's okay. Ma kanshu min echad v'shnei shemes chayiv al zef v'yatzmai v'yatzmai av kol shemin echad v'shnei shemes chayiv al zef v'yatzmai v'zef v'yatzmai lasuye chamro chadeta v'invei, to include new wine and grapes. You be chayiv twice. Amar Rabbi, listen to this, guys. Achol chartzin loike shtayim. If you eat chartzin, you're going to be chayiv twice, right? Achol zog loike shtayim. If you eat a zog skin, you'll be chayiv twice. Achol chartzin vizog loike sholosh. Now, what's the chiyuv over here, guys? Chartzin, one. The chol yotzim and a gefen. That's two. zag,
Oh, so you don't get a-
chayotzim el gefen. In other words,
Only
this
one gets from the geffen, both
it,
of them,
it says the pasuk says that we saw the pasuk. It says kol mishras. It says what? It says now. Mish says yayin v'sheicha. You should drink. Then it says v'chol yotzim el gefen, and then it says the prat of charetz and v'zag. So charetz and v'zag are separate, and so is v'chol yotzim yayin. So says Abaya, you'll get v'zag in this and charetz in this, but you'll always be chayiv twice. Because you chayiv on the chol yotzim and gefen, and Rabbi says no, ain't a loika ela achas. You're only going to get one malchus if you eat chatzin. You only get one malchus if you eat zag, but you're not going to get malchus to the pasuk v'chol yotzim and yayin or gefen. Why? She'ain a loika alav shebeklolos, guys. Alav shebeklolos, alav that's very general without being specific. When it says kol yotzim and gefen, it doesn't tell you what. It's like just anything that comes out. It's a very general term. You don't get malchus lav shebeklolos. Chatzin, very specific. Seeds, yes. Zag, skins, yes. Lav shebeklolos, you're not going to get malchus on. Therefore, you only be chayiv once and not twice. Yotzim and gefen. That's gefen is the vine. Gefen is the vine. Masra papa. Rabbi Eliezer Omer. Nazir shehu yeshoyse yayin kol hayoyim. The Nazir is drinking wine the whole day. In other words, he's warned once at the beginning of the day and he drinks the whole day, he's only chayiv one malchus. Amruloi, after each consumption of wine, they say, al tishta, each time that he's warned, then chayiv kolachas v'achas, he be chayiv on each and every one. The warning would go ahead and separate, he'd be chayiv on each and every one. Okay, that's not akasha. The kasha is from, here's what we need. Aval anovim lachim v'yaveshim. If you have anovim that are moist, the yaveshim and or raisins, chatzanim, seeds, zogim, skins, the sachta eshkol shel anovim, and you squeeze out an eshkol shel anovim, the shaisa like a chamesh, you're going to get 5. Now, 1 second. If you're correct, Abaya, lilke sheish, you should get 6. Achas al mikol sheyasa. Good. In other words, guys, count. Novim 1, Yeveshim 2, Chatzanim 3, Zogim 4, wine 5. Good. Baya said, but you in addition, you get Mikol Asher Yasam Gefen. It should be 6. Kashan Abaya. And for the Gemara Ton of Ashaya, we learned 5, and we left out what? Kol Sheyaseh, because we left out something else. Right. Mashai the Haishaya. What did you leave out that you left out? Mikol Sheyas and Gefen Hayayim. What else did you leave out? Shaya lo yachal devaray. In other words, he ish kiyafli linda neder nazal has Hashem. He became a nazal. He broke his neder. So in other words, really you should be chayiv 7. It was again. They said 5. They left out Kol Sheyas and Gefen Hayayim, and they left out the fact that you went ahead. If that's your shear, lav shiur, it's not a leftover. Kikatani, when do we give a list? Something that is not in another place, but it's only limited to Naziris. But layachal devaroi isya b'nedarim. So in other words, I'll tell you why. As we're restoring the kasha, you Abaya, I want to answer. It says 5, you should have 6. You know why you don't have 6? Because you have 7. Says the Gemara, you don't have 7. Because we're only listing something that's shaykh by Nazir. Layachal devaro is shaykh by any neder you make. So therefore, if you're correct, like Kol Sheyas Gefen Hayayim, you should list 6. Because you didn't leave anything out. Says the Gemara, Amalei Ravina me Prazvika Ravashi, Vashaya de Bein HaBeinayim. Okay, you left out Bein HaBeinayim. Now, we saw Rabbeinu Tam, who said Rabbeinu Beinayim means the grape that is surrounded by other grapes in the cluster. The Rosh says over here, it's the pulp. It's beinayim. It's between the skin and the seed. It's the pulp. So you left out the pulp. So not the pulp, not the pulp. Pulp. He's already on it. I see Lenny right here. Lenny, I don't want to see a picture of the Pope in the blog. Okay, do me a favor. Anyway, so now we're restoring the kasha, guys. You got 5. You got the 6 Mikol Sheyasim Gefen Hayayim. And you got what you got the pulp. So now Therefore, Abai is good. Abai is good. So it says the Gemara, Ella Amar Ravashi, says Ravashi, Loi Tanya Midi Chamesh. Don't learn 5. In other words, don't learn 5. Right? So don't learn 5. Don't learn 5. Why does he coming to say Abai is good right now? Right? We answered you could have said more. We're answering now, you could have said more. And the reason is, so what's he saying? Okay, I thought I understood this Gemara, right? Okay, that's the place. Okay, guys. So why did he have to answer to Rava lo yachal devaroi is midi machrin another place? He had something else. What's that something else, guys? Ben Abenayim. But he didn't answer that. He didn't answer that. So obviously, in other words, when he didn't answer that, then there's nothing left over. In other words, he answered lo yachal devaroi. So l'chayra, so you should let's just 5. And they said, well, I could have answered something else. Oh, he didn't answer something else, right? So therefore, it's kasha on Abaya. So Ravashi loy tanya midi chamesh. Don't learn 5, just to get malchus. Fred the Gemara of oisvei chamesh. Well, yes, it said 5, right? Umeacha de loy tanya chamesh my time osvei. If you tell me the Brisa did not say 5, what's the reason Rav Papa said take out the 5? Says the Gemara, Anosavi lav Gemara he biyadei. I knew it was a Brisa. I wasn't sure that Abaya knew it was a Brisa. So I left at the 5 to test him, to know if he's going to say 5. No, if I slug him up and he'd be quiet, I know. But now it's a brisa, so therefore, v'hodabei and v'loyadana de gemarahi b'yadei v'loyhodabei. In other words, if it was if I held that what it's that I didn't know what he held. I know Savi love gemarahi b'yadei v'hodabei, and he answered back v'loyadana. The Gemara biyadeh. I didn't know that it was a brisa of lehodebei, and he did not change his mind. That's the end of the Gemara. That he says 2 chatzanim and 1 zagam. Rabbi Yosef kimamit minon. Okay, we had machlokes guys at the end between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yosef. According to Rabbi Yehuda, the zag was the kernel, and the chatzanim was the skin. According to Rabbi Yosef, it was the zag was the skin, and the chatzan was the. And we said the way to remember it is a bell. The zag is the outer part of the bell, and the clap is the inner part of the bell. So Rabbi Yosef kemam mitagamina mifrutzonim v'adei tzurin Rabbi Yosef. It says mechartzen v'ad zag. And we tarshin chartzen guys as mifrutzonim. Prutzonim is a seed. So you see when Onkelos translates the word chartzen as seed, he obviously holds like Rabbi Yosef.